Given everything happening worldwide, we can only predict when a crisis or recession will occur. What will you do if this happens? So you don't need to worry anymore. I'm confident you will learn how to cope with it during the most challenging period of your life after seeing this video where we reveal 12 life-saving tips for living cheaply during a recession. Number 12. Have an emergency fund. Make sure you have an emergency fund set up before we discuss what to do when a recession occurs. When preparing for a downturn, saving for an emergency fund is crucial because our employment and income may be at risk if the economy weakens. What is an emergency fund though? A sum of money set aside particularly to help you get by in times of financial difficulties is known as that, an emergency fund. This will act as a safety net in anticipated emergencies such as losing your job, unprofitable business, or making financial errors. If you have your own money, you'll only borrow money to get by once the recession is over. The fund should have 3 to 6 months worth of your income to up to a year or even 2 if you want. When you have this cash on hand, save it in a highly profitable insured account to ensure that it keeps all of its worth even during a market downturn. You can use digital banks for this. Number 11. Track your money flow. Tracking your cash flow is the first thing you need to do in a recession. Record all of the money entering and leaving your accounts in writing. Note every detail such as your various revenue sources, the types of expenses you incur, and so forth. Include all the funds you invested and keep an eye on their development. You can utilize downloadable apps for mobile devices to simplify your tasks. Additionally, arrange everything as you see fit, but include labels and dates. Determine how much money you make each week, month, or year. What may seem like a hassle, remember that knowledge is power in this situation. Knowing these things allows you to control your finances and manage and make the most of them. Number 10. Set a budget. After tracking the cash flow, you can create a budget knowing exactly how much you'll need to live. If the price of petrol or food increases, if you adjust your spending in other areas and stick to your budget, you're less likely to go into debt. Set a spending cap for yourself and if necessary, the entire household every month or even better, weekly. If you live in a 2-income family with a spouse, see how close you can make it surviving on only one income. You can save a ton of money using this method under normal circumstances. However, since you're used to surviving on one income, you will only be impacted if one partner loses their job under challenging circumstances. Even though this tactic will increase your savings, don't worry. There are still many things you can do to resolve this issue, such as our next suggestion, which is number 9. Cut expenses when possible and save as much as possible. Avoid making any irrational purchases and instead save the money in a secure savings account. Contrary to popular misconception, living modestly doesn't imply depriving yourself of what you want. Due to light, it is easier than it may seem in reality. Simply knowing what to prioritize when cutting costs is all that's required. You can start living modestly in several different ways, considering getting rid of one car if your family owns 2 and utilizing the bus or train instead. If you must have 2 vehicles, then consider exchanging one for a more fuel-efficient car to save money on gas. Always remember that learning to get by on less is a key to surviving a recession. Number 8. Pay all your bills on time and settle your debts. It's accurate to say that having debt is a hardship. In hard times, this can even weigh more. While using a credit card to pay expenses can be practical, interest may accrue if you don't pay it off by the end of the month. It'll cost you more money because of the interest added rather than the original price, which will harm you. Use the cash you already have on hand to buy supplies and avoid credit for the time being to prevent this from happening. Number 7. Maintain a high credit score. When credit markets tighten, only borrowers with excellent credit will be approved for a mortgage or other type of loan. Making on-time payments on all your debts, keeping your oldest credit cards open, and maintaining a low ratio of your outstanding debt to your available credit will help you get your credit score high. Additionally, you will probably be given credit cards with the lowest interest rates if you have a high credit score. To keep your creditors happy and in touch with you, and even in difficult times, maintain good account standing. Many lenders and businesses would want to retain you as a customer rather than having to write you off your account as a bad debt. When you're in a bind, this can be beneficial. Number 6. Make use of available financial resources. There's yet hope if you generally don't make enough money to support yourself. Depending on your situation, several options are available for you. Your local government may provide monthly allowances as a subsidy if you're a single mother. If your family is no longer able to afford the tuition, there are scholarships that you can apply for as a student. You can be qualified for tax exemption if your payment has been cut. One thing you can do right now is to help your future self conduct a study. Number 5. Diversify your income. The adage "don't put all your eggs in one basket" can describe your one source of income. When you rely solely on one job for your income, there is an inherent danger that if the economy crashes and you lose your job, you will also lose your only source of income and be unable to meet all your financial obligations. Having numerous distinct revenue streams may be advantageous for you if one of your cash streams begin to dwindle or disappears totally. You can rely on other sources of money to keep you afloat. It's only sometimes necessary to take a second job to diversify your income. Just because your spouse has a different line of employment than you contribute to some economic diversification. However, there are several options you may take into consideration if you want to broaden your horizons and increase your income, including renting out a room in your home, a space in your garage, or even going as far as to buy a rental property. You can use this as passive income to make money without working. If your schedule is flexible, consider getting weekend work or starting a side business. You can look for ways to make money with a vital skill set if you already have one or are developing one. If you can write well, you might attempt to create blog posts, you might take commissions or sell your creations on Etsy if you have artistic talents, and many more. Number 4. Diversify your investments. Along with diversifying your income, you should also do the same with your investments. If all of your assets are invested in one type, such as stock market investments, an economic downturn could be a financial disaster for it. Examine your investment portfolio to ensure your holdings are spread throughout various markets, asset classes, and even sectors. Doing this can lessen the severity of your losses and the effects of market downturns on your investments. Regarding diversification, you can choose from a range of investment vehicles, like real estate, whether a house or a condo or even land, is common practice because it frequently gains value over time. Bonds have historically been a wise way to make money, but investing in equities, especially the stock market index, is a great way to build your portfolio. To reduce your vulnerability to an economic disaster, you can also consider making international investments. Number 3. Make adjustments to adapt to your business. Be flexible if you want to maintain your business during these trying times. Time to change is right now. Consider ways to digitize your offers, including substituting digital downloads for actual purchases or virtualizing events. Utilize technology to streamline your processes and lessen your dependency on labor-intensive manual work. You should focus on keeping your present customers rather than by finding new ones. Find out how you may help them by asking about their challenges. If it's required, find out what you can do to keep them, like postpone their payments. Recessions do not indicate that the world is ending. Instead, they mark a shift in people's needs from wants to necessities. Like many earlier recessions, this one will result in many prosperous firms. Instead of being disgruntled, waiting it out, or relying on a government bailout, you might accept the new normal, use the new opportunities, and adapt to your position. And number 2, invest in yourself. There is no longer any fear of missing out because people aren't getting together as frequently to party or brunch. Since what we're going through won't happen again in your lifetime, take advantage of this chance to develop, learn something new to avoid growing stale. Read a book, sign up for an online course, and practice present-day living. If you focus on and invest in yourself, you can do everything you set your mind to. Set a daily goal and hold yourself responsible for it. Always continue developing since there is no end to progress. And finally, number 1, don't panic and stay positive. Your thinking determines the colors of your life. If you think you can, you probably can. If you don't, you probably won't. You must be able to maintain a positive outlook in the face of this kind of situation. Remember that a poor attitude equals a poor performance. One of the worst responses to any type of financial issue or even just trying conditions is panic. Panicking immediately influences your capacity to make judgments and raises the already high stress and terror experienced by people around you. You must shift your viewpoint, ignore negativity, and stay upbeat, and concentrate on the things that you can control, which is yourself. Remember that during a recession, money merely exchanges hands and does not vanish. Learn who is wealthy and about what new issues. The sky is the limit regarding what you can provide to them to address their problems. You are the rocket and hope is your fuel. Never give up and keep up the excellent effort. You should not wait too long for the recession to end. Check out our next following video, which you can see by clicking here if you want more similar stuff. To stay up to speed with our most recent material, remember to click the subscribe button and sound the notification bell. If you like the video, please do hit the like button and leave us a comment. Goodbye for now.